So, dear guests, again, it's my personal big pleasure to welcome you to the World Ovarian Cancer Day from the heart of Berlin. And I'm really proud that you are so engaged in bringing your experiences in clinical trials, because clinical trials are the backbone for every innovation. Clinical trials means that we have an idea, we look how we make the right discussion about the goal of the medical intervention, and then we think how we can measure this effect from an objective way and even from the patient's perspective. And based on these clinical trials, we have now these innovations in surgery, chemotherapy, and maintenance treatment. You will know there are several new approvals in the treatment of primary and relapsed ovarian cancer. And that's based on this engagement of the patient. And thank you, and help us to bring better innovations. A clinical trial is currently a big challenge because we have to bring all the nations, all the countries together. And this is what Engage and ENGOT is doing, bringing the countries together and to empower the women to participate in clinical trials. And that's one wonderful initiative supported by Birte and Murat and Aiko and all the others, and with the support of the German Ovarian Cancer Foundation, to empower the women in advocacy groups, in understanding clinical trials, in interpreting clinical trials, and even to think what can be the next step in developing better treatments in the primary, but even in the relapsed cancer situation. And we created 2007 here in Berlin, this European network. It's so-called the European Network for Gynecological Clinical Trials, the ENGOT, what is a big part of the European Society of Gynecology, the ESGO. In 2007, we started this wonderful initiative to be stronger and more effective in clinical trials, because so far every country, every center did their own trial, but they were in generally not strong enough to change the standard of care. This is the aim of our clinical trials, to change the standard of care. Because, we have some improvements, we have some significant improvements in the prognosis in women with ovarian, peritoneal, and fallopian cancer, but that's not good enough. And that's the reason why we need it. And the ENGOT network tried to harmonize the process. And this is the consequence that we have 4 or 5 clinical trials in phase 3, exploring maintenance approach with PARP inhibition, with anti-angiogenesis, with checkpoint inhibition, immunotherapy, combined with repair mechanism, with blocking that the cancer can supply by vessels by using specific antibodies. And that's the reason why we are so proud that now ENGOT is working with Engage, the European network for advocacy groups, and we're doing surveys, we're doing studies, discussions. And even one highlight, I think, in our collaboration is that Europe is really one continent. And we are really able even to work with the colleagues from US. And this is fantastic, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if the patient with ovarian cancer is a German, it's a Turkish, it's a French, or an American woman. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, everybody wants that we have to improve at maybe at different levels the outcome of this patients. What we did last year, and thanks to Engage, we did a survey about their experiences during the COVID-19 pandemic, and every third, fourth woman stated that she has much more fear against COVID-19 than in progression of the disease. And this is our challenge as doctors, as researchers, to explain you much more than ever before. And that's even a wonderful product. And it's wonderful that we celebrated it in the World Ovarian Cancer Day, that we initiate a brochure in Germany about these questions for patients and relatives regarding COVID-19 during cancer stories. And this is just translated in several languages and under the umbrella of Engage. And this is how Europe works. And this is how the world can work. And despite all limits, we can change even the society. And this is even the aim of our World Ovarian Cancer Day, to change the society. Because maybe as medicine only the reflection of the society, but we can even influence the society and increase the awareness that for a woman with ovarian cancer, we need the best diagnosis, the best surgery, the best chemo, the best maintenance protocol, the best cancer care. And this is why we work so much together. And clinical trials is really the backbone of these initiatives. And thank you that you share your experiences, because this is storytelling, this is science, sharing experiences and collecting knowledge and understanding for better treatments, better diagnostics. And I know this clinical trials is not only nice to be part of this, but clinical trials needs your engagement, it's work, it's sometimes burden, fulfill questionnaires, go to additional diagnostic evaluations. But this is necessary, otherwise we cannot see what is good in the patient and what is not good enough for the patients. And that's the reason why I like to motivate you to ready to participate. Besides this engagement, beside this progress, the participation in clinical trials is in general for you the best quality indicator of the institution you are believe this is suitable for you. Because what we did in several analyses and studies, we looked how you can define what is a good center and what is not a good center. And what we have seen, it's not the title, it's not the professorship. What is really crucial in clinical trials is the participation, because at the end of the day, it's the attitude. It's a part of a quality indicator. So if you enter a center what is participating in clinical trials, the likelihood, the chance that you receive the best standard of treatment is 3 to 5 times higher than you run in a center what is not in touch with clinical trials, independent from the result of the clinical trial. And this is a strong signal, and that's the reason why, even from the European perspective, in all certification processes, we require the participation and the enrollment in clinical trials. So this is a good message for you, that we thank you for your engagement activity. And this is even one of the reasons why we celebrated and initiated this Cancer Day. Because we want to thank you. We want to give you feedback of the innovations, to give hope. But even to be honest, if a trial was not positive, but we never give up to improve the outcome of women with ovarian, fallopian, and peritoneal carcinoma. Again, thank you for the organization, and thank you supporting the European and the global philosophy of clinical trials, science in a holistic way. Thank you.